Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the latest, the bold and the beautiful preview for April 24 to 28, Bill won't let Katie go. Read on and watch the preview below. Watching Bill take up with Sheila was hard on his family and loved ones, as they had no idea he was all a ruse to finally put Sheila behind bars. Even Bill's ex Katie pleaded with him to walk away from Sheila, telling him she would have to keep their son from him to protect him from that monster. With the truth now out, Bill asked Katie for one last chance and promised he would work as hard as he did to put Sheila away in getting her back. Later, Carter reminded Kate she left Bill for a reason, and she deserves better than Bill, even if it's not with someone like him. Bill interrupted and let Carter know he was going to fight for Katie, who he believed still loved him. He knew she'd come back to him after he proved to her that she was the only woman in the world for him. Coming up in bed, Carter tells Katie that he just doesn't trust Bill. She asks why they are talking about Bill and pulls him into a kiss. Meanwhile, Bill tells Liam that he's sure Katie will come back to him. Liam asks, "What about Carter?" Bill vows to fight for the woman he loves, and he will win. Who do you want to see Katie with? Carter, Bill, or someone new? Read the bold and beautiful spoilers to learn what Ridge Jr. receives from his father. Bold and beautiful preview. Steffi is Sheila's latest visitor, and she puts Finn's bio mom in her place. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the latest, the bold and the beautiful preview for April 24 to 28, Sheila gets another visitor. Read on and watch the preview below. After months of leaving his family confused that he had taken up with Sheila, Bill was finally able to reveal that he had been secretly working with Ridge to catch Sheila confessing to her crimes on tape, so that they could finally put her behind bars for good. Last week, Sheila had a few visitors in the slammer. Bill and Taylor paid her a visit, and Sheila calls what Bill did to her deplorable and assumed the psychiatrist and Taylor would agree. Instead, Taylor let Sheila know that her name would never be mentioned again, and the memory of her erased from her family. Later, Deacon dropped by to see Sheila, telling her how sorry he was for his part in everything, and that Bill and Ridge left him no choice as he would have been sent back to jail with her. Sheila didn't blame him and was happy he was free to live his life. In a preview featured on CBS The Talk, next week it's Steffi's turn to visit Sheila. Still playing the victim, Sheila vents. What if you found out Finn never really loved you, that your whole life was just a scam? Steffi puts Sheila on notice and responds, "First of all, that would never happen. There is no reason to scam me because I'm not a sociopathic killer." She continues to taunt Sheila and tells her that secondly, hell will freeze over before she feels an ounce of sympathy for her, and she's getting everything she deserves. Is this really it for Sheila? Will she really spend the rest of her life behind bars? Or will she escape to get her revenge? Read the bold and beautiful spoilers to learn what Ridge Jr. receives from his father. Pranks, but no pranks. Bold and Beautiful's Darren Brooks could have gone without seeing Don Diamond make an April Fool of himself. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Those who follow the Bold and the Beautiful's Don Diamond, Bill, on social media know he often likes to pull pranks and make funny videos with his wife Cindy and Buell. Well, this year for April Fool's Day, he pulled a few pranks that not only ticked off his other half, but had his castmates, past and present, rolling with laughter, and Darren Brooks, who plays his on-screen son Wyatt, said he could have gone without watching this. The this in question was a video Diamond posted that started with Buell finding him lying on her floor in a pool of blood around his head. However, when he popped up and said, "April Fools," she gave him a quick slap and a swift kick to make it clear that his joke wasn't funny. Her hubby, on the other hand, couldn't stop laughing and stated, "It's a little funny." The next few shots contained the actor outside making a scene, and another one of him wearing a dress. Yes, a dress. That he thought made him look a little hippie. And you won't want to miss the one of him in a pair of short shorts, shaking his rear end while washing the family car, or Diamond dressed up as rapper Vanilla Ice. We don't want to spoil the fun, so watch the video for yourself, for that and so much more. Where, even though he got his wife on a few of the pranks, Ambuel stated, "I love my April Fool." While his former, the young, and the restless co-star Beth Maitland, Tracy, simply responded, "Oh my God." All we can say is, keep the pranks and funny videos coming because this one was one for the books. At the Cliff house, Ridge apologizes to a stunned Steffi and Finn for not telling them sooner he was working with the FBI. They had to convince Sheila, and it worked. At Bill's place, he explains the plan against Sheila to Wyatt, Liam, and Hope. He never bought that she died in a bear mauling, so he came up with a scheme to eliminate her from their lives once and for all. At the Forrester mansion, Taylor and Brooke marvel over Bill and Ridge working together to bring Sheila down. Taylor updates Brooke that Sheila really did have a heart attack. Steffi told her that she survived. Brooke feels there are things they need to discuss. Ridge is back. They compare notes on not knowing he was in Lay. They laugh over the unexpected pairing of Bill and Ridge being even more unexpected than them. Brooke says they need to talk about what Ridge's return means for them moving forward. At Bill's place, Liam hates his dad for putting them through this, but is so happy he didn't lose his mind and fall in love with Sheila. Wyatt points out she was already arrested, but Bill explains they needed to get her on Murder One. At the Cliff house, Steffi and Finn learn that Ridge and Bill were bent on getting Sheila on Murder One, and she confessed. Steffi is overcome to hear that Bill made a deal with the DA to have Taylor exonerated in his shooting, and they never have to look over their shoulder for Sheila again. Ridge nods, "You're safe." At Bill's house, Liam and Hope marvel that he managed to get Sheila's confession on tape. Bill intones, "She had to be stopped." Wyatt goes over how his father had to make her believe she was the only one who understood her. Bill confirms if she didn't buy his charade, she'd have run or worse, stabbed him in the back while he was sleeping. Wyatt asks if they had romantic nights and cuddling sessions. Liam feels physically ill. Bill says he had to go as far as they can imagine, and even further than that. They all grimace. Wyatt realizes his dad took one for the team. Bill says, "I gave it my all." Wyatt needs a drink. At the Cliff house, Finn and Steffi now understand why there was a police officer outside Sheila's hospital room, and why Bill wasn't there. Ridge hopes they understand that Bill was never genuinely into Sheila. He declares they can now move on with their lives. At the Forrester mansion, Taylor and Brooke cringe at Bill doing the dirty work of having to sleep with Sheila. Brooke recalls it was like he was under a spell, but it was actually the other way around. Taylor wonders how it affected him mentally and exclaims that she'd love to get him on her couch. She decides he and Ridge are superheroes and should be thrown a party. Brooke agrees that would be good. She reflects that Ridge went away to figure his life out so he may have some things to say to them. Taylor wants to keep that separate from whatever they've built. She doesn't want to lose their friendship, which has become very important to her. At the Cliff house, Ridge asks Finn if Sheila's heart attack was real. Finn says yes, she nearly died. Steffi chimes in that Finn saved her. Ridge exclaims, "You saved her? Really?" Steffi says Lai didn't want him to. Finn recaps that his adoptive mother asked him to let her die. Ridge knows she thought about it. Finn ultimately couldn't do it. Ridge understands that's the kind of man he is. Steffi says that's the man she loves, and she loves her dad. She thanks Ridge for sacrificing everything to keep them safe. They embrace. At Bill's house, he gets a call from Baker and relays that Sheila actually had a heart attack. He says it couldn't have happened to a better person and quips, "Who knew she had a heart?" Hope makes a speech thanking Bill for keeping them all safe. At the Forrester mansion, Taylor says there was Bridge and Tridge, but now there's Brayler, and that is the endgame. Brooke giggles. Girl power for sure. Taylor crows, woman power. They agree to stick to their pact. Now that Ridge is back, they'll have to be protective of their relationship. Brooke can't imagine going forward with her life without Taylor in it. Taylor agrees. They cringe over their past fighting over a stupid man. Taylor says they have resolved issues with him. But the two of them are good. They pinky swear, friends forever, and are laughing when Ridge walks in and asks, "What's going on here?" At Bill's place, Hope's afraid to believe they can let their guard down, but Bill assures her that Sheila's reign of terror is over. Liam is proud of his dad and humbled by the sacrifice he made to keep them safe. Bill missed this the most, seeing the look of love and admiration in his son's eyes. "I can finally say after way too long, it's good to be home." Wyatt and Liam embrace their emotional father and they pull Hope in too. At the Cliff House, Steffi tells Finn that she knew something was off with Bill, but she never imagined he was plotting to send Sheila to prison. "I can breathe again," she asks Finn. "What's wrong with you?" Finn frets. "Sheila could have been totally out of our lives if I'd listened to my mother." Steffi states that's not who he is. He's a healer. He did the right thing, and she's so lucky to be married to him. They kiss. At the Forrester mansion, Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke discuss Finn bringing Sheila back from the brink. Taylor says he's a good man, and they're lucky to have him as a son-in-law. The women marvel over Ridge teaming up with Bill and ask how he's feeling. He's glad to be out of the bunker and do whatever passes as normal these days. He'll stay there with his dad for a while. He asks what's happening with them. Brooke says something happened while you were gone. Ridge excitedly asks, "No way." They chide him and Taylor explains they've become close friends. "At this stage in our life, we are choosing our friendship over our feelings for you." Brooke and Taylor declare they've become best friends. Ridge sits in amazement.